and welcome to Bead Jar. In today's tutorial, I would like to show you how to make these rather beautiful tiny twinkly snowflake earrings using the fabulous Miyuki beads. In order to make the beautiful little snowflake earrings, we're going to be using the true check faceted beads, these beautiful size 15 Miyukis. I've chosen a colour that's going to be clear on the video and will look good obviously, but there's loads of different colour combinations you can do for these beautiful little snowflakes. Also, I've got the 4mm jump rings, some ear hooks, I've gone for gold plated to match this project, and an 8-pound fire line, and you want about 1 metre to start with. I've got the precision scissors and I've pre-threaded a size 12 beading needle, or a size 10 will do. Thread 6 delica beads onto your beading needle. At this point you really want to make sure you've got the exact number, so double check. So we've got 6 on the beading needle, and we're going to take that down the thread, and I'm going to leave about a 15 to 20 centimetre tail of thread that we'll tuck in at the end of the project. You then want to get the first bead in the row of 6, and you're going to take your needle back through this bead to create a loop with the 6. This is the centre point of our project. Don't worry if this moves around a bit at the moment, it will tighten up when you finish your project. Next, onto your beading needle, you're going to have one of the true 2s, and we want 5 seed beads. So just double checking I have the 5, and then we're going to bring these all the way down to our centre of 6. In the row of 5, we're going to go through with the needle the first of the gold seed beads. So at this point you've got your 6, the true 2 and the 5. Pick up another facet and also 5 seed beads. We're going to do the same again and go through that first in the row of 5 with the beading needle. We're then going to pick up just one of the facets on its own. So no seed beads at this point, and we're going to go through the seed bead on our loop. So we came up through this one, and we're going to go across through the second one. Don't worry if your circle becomes deformed at this point, because we're going to pull that all in at the end. You then want to just come out to the side of that circle, of that seed bead. Take your needle through the second one along, and that will pull in that circle nice and tightly. Now I'm going to add one of the true twos and 5 seed beads. Keep your 6 center in the center of your project. It'll help you keep track on where you're going next. So I seem to have missed one of the seed beads, so it's just further up the wire. So do check you've got your 5, and then we're going to go through that first one. So I've got my 6 in the center, and you'll notice my thread's popping out to the top here. I'm going to flip that over and join that to the second point on the snowflake. So I'm just going to pick up one of my true twos, and then as I move my pin over, I'm going through the second bead on the circle of 5 on this side, and down through the true 2 on that one as well. This will spin this one round to join to that, so it'll flip it over like so. So my thread's now coming out through the bottom of the true 2, and I'm going to take that up through these 2 seeds, and the second one along from that. Keeping my center point here, I'm starting on the next point from the snowflake. So what we're doing is effectively connecting all the points of the snowflake together. So again, it's going out the top, but as we connect it to this one, you'll see it pull through. So it's the second bead along and the true 2, and through the beads in our circle center. And then one on over for your next point on your snowflake. So we've got to our final 5th point in the snowflake. Now the tail end that we had, you may just want to grip that between your fingers just so you don't get confused. So we're still working with the thread with the needle on it, and we're going to create the last spike in this one. Last point on our snowflake, and connecting the two. You can visit the website and look on the design ideas on the top of the page, and it will give you a list of all the ingredients, so every product we've used to make these beautiful little snowflakes. You can alter the colours, so we did show you one there which was silver and teal, so make the colours that suit you and that you'd like to use for your project. So I've got to my 5th spike, and I also need to connect the next one across to that. So we go with the facet and through, just as we have for all the others. And this is the point where we just swap a little of what we've done. So I'm just going up through that bead. So on my circle of 6, and we need the last connection between these 2 spikes. So I've just come out, and I'm just going to get that tail end again between my fingers. I'm going to come up and through, and then back down and across. So I'm going to go up with the needle through the true 2, and out through the second of the seed beads. We then want to add our true 2 and then back down into the center. So you can now see we've got the completed snowflake here, and then we're going to go back down through this true 2. So we've pulled in the perfect snowflake. To give this real extra strength and pull all the tension in correctly, I'm going to now take my thread through these 3 seed beads on this side and up to the top, where I'm going to add my final connection on there, just so it really brings this tension in and completes the project. I'm just going to take that through those 2. And this 3rd seed bead. To tie my end off, I'm going to use a half hitch knot. So my threads come out the top, and I'm going to take that underneath one of the weaves that's running through the true 2. So between the true 2 and the seed bead, I'm just going to take the needle up. So I've just kind of grabbed one of the weaves in between, so my needle can't come up, and I'm going to make a loop, tighten that up a bit so the loop's smaller, and then take your needle through the loop and pull that in, and I'm going to guide that with my thumbnail so that it's hidden inside and under there. Take your needle back up through the true 2 above it, and and that will pull in that knot and really hide it for you. So that's hidden the knot in between these two beads. I'm actually going to create another one here and go back through the true two next to it before trimming this off with the precision scissors. So you can see the loop we've formed through with the needle and pull that in tight. So all my knots are hidden inside and I've got this beautiful snowflake shape. So I'm going to take that away with the precision scissors. Remove the needle off that end and reattach it onto the tail that we left, and then we can finish with half hitch knots with the tail end before attaching our findings to make the earring up. And then you'll have completed this beautiful snowflake earring. So I'm just going to attach the needle. And I'll do my hitch knots as well on this one. So I'm going to take that through the first few seed beads. All this does is give your project extra strength. If you're passing through any of the seed beads for a second time or third. So I've created my loop, through with the needle and pull it in tight, up through the true two, to hide the knot, and across again. Loop around one of the weaves. And create your knot. And then out through the true two. So that's hidden the tail end in now, and we can cut that off with the precision scissors as well. So our beautiful snowflake is now complete, and the tail end and the end that we were threading with has all been tucked in using the half hitch knots. You then want to take one of the 4mm jump rings, and we're going to open that. So we just open up the jump ring, and then you're going to take your snowflake and one of the loops, any one will do. You're just going to loop that through with the jump ring, and then take the second ring and attach that to the opened jump ring before closing that together again. So we've got our two jump rings going through our beautiful snowflake. I'm then going to use my flat nose pliers to open the ear hook. So I'm just going to take the side of the ear hook, support the neck with my thumbnail, twist that to open it, and attach the jump ring onto there as well. I then want to close that back together, and you have completed one of the snowflake earrings. And you're just going to do exactly the same for the second one. We hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you have, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all of our latest and certainly fantastic Christmas designs we have to offer. From Beads Jar, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. Bye!